Let me tell you a story.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer.
What a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. I love when we start with the weather.
I know, right?
I made talking points.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
And let me tell you that my talking points were not detailed enough.
Mm.
One note says awakening.
No idea what that means.
What does that mean?
That is like me and all of the post-it notes on my desk.
Yeah.
I will write, or just notes in general. I'm the worst note taker. One word or like one little phrase.
Yeah.
No idea.
Sometimes I write a phone number down and I'm like, who's that number for?
All the time. Phone numbers all the time.
Why did I think that my brain would suddenly be better in the future?
And especially when I have like 5 or 6 laying there.
I know, it's crazy.
Oh, ridiculous.
The other one says period pain.
Oh, well, tell me about that.
I don't know why I thought that'd be interesting. What in the world? What could that have meant?
I don't know. I feel like we talked enough about our bodies last week.
I know, so weird. Oh, but speaking of, I have a blister update. I got to tell you, this story is so gross.
Oh, gosh. Good. Let's start out.
And then we'll move on. We'll stop being gross after this. We'll never say anything else gross ever again.
Right.
Remember that massive blister I had the other day?
Yes. How could we forget?
Yeah, it was huge. I kind of wish I had taken a picture for the fans.
Oh.
But then the next day, we were finishing these little weavings with my second graders.
Uh-huh.
So I have 24 in each class. I've got 3 classes of the back to back to back. So almost 75 kids I had to tie these knots for. And they came up to my desk, this poor little kid. I won't say his name.
Miles.
No, it was not Miles. No, Miles is in 3rd grade, Cooper.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Sorry.
No, he's the sweet little boy. If it was Miles, we would have laughed about it. But instead, it was just purely embarrassing. I'm sitting there tying this knot, and all of a sudden, just a geyser shoots out of his weaving.
Ooh, ew. Oh, gosh.
And
Erin.
I was like, what? What was that?
It was
Were
your
you
blister.
holding water?
Oh, Erin, that's disgusting.
It was my blister. It popped.
Gosh,
and
so foul.
He saw something, but he wasn't sure, and I wasn't sure until I was. And then I was like, oh, here you go. And I just gave it to him. And
you let him have
it shot
blister
up.
geyser juice on his...
What was it going to do? Throw his whole weaving away?
Yeah,
No, I
you
wouldn't.
are.
It shot up and over. It didn't really get on it.
You say, let me see your pattern, buddy. I'm going to recreate that for you tonight.
No.
But I'll make sure that I put a rubber glove on so that none of my geyser juice gets into your weaving.
It shot up and over. It was fine. Anyways, it was really gross. And then I was like, okay, I'm glad you're away from my desk now. I turned around.
I'm glad you're out of shot because just in case.
I immediately put a Band-Aid on, which I probably should have done in the first place, but I didn't think about it.
Hindsight, Erin, hindsight.
Oh my gosh, it was so gross, but funny.
That's disgusting. Oh yeah, that's something. I'm just glad. Hopefully it didn't really connect because I feel like that would be one of those core memories.
Yeah.
That like in his 20s, he would be like, you know what really disgusting thing happened to me that comes into my mind from time to time? My art teacher when I was in 2nd grade.
I know. I could see the little confusion in his face.
Yeah.
And it
that
never,
sounds like a confusing moment.
I don't think it ever like fully hit. I don't think he knew what happened. And I was like, I'm not going to fill you in.
Oh, poor guy.
Just go sit down. It's fine. It's fine.
You just act like there's something dripping from the ceiling.
Right?
Oh, that was weird. We must have a leak up there. Oh, there's a leak somewhere, kid.
So gross.
That's disgusting.
But then my blister was totally gone. Like it's
there
flat,
you go.
flat as a pancake now.
Worth it.
Yeah.
You're such an art teacher. You're weaving. You got this cute little art shirt on. You've been at an art conference for several days.
I know. It's got a big, the statue.
It's covered up.
Everybody else calls it the David. I call it David because of my Italian Renaissance teacher.
Sure.
But, big naked guy. But he's covered by a paint palette. So I sent it to our principal. I'm like, can I wear this to school?
Oh, and your principal's
he goes, I don't see why not. I'm like, okay, great.
Oh, it's hilarious. And then it says, you can't spell party without art. Louisville, Kentucky. So cute.
I know. It was great. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. So you went to a conference today. You look super cute. Your hair's cute. You're all like done up.
Thank you. I got a brand new curling iron. I was really hoping you were going to bring this up.
Okay.
In fact, you did. And I said, bring that up again on the podcast.
Girl, I was going to play that off.
I know. I can't do it. I got a new curling iron and it is so cool.
Really?
You like hold it near your head and you put a little bit of hair in and it pulls it in.
See, I'm so terrified of those things.
The few times that it's gotten like kind of caught, it just kind of stops and then you can fix it. You can just really easily
like, rip out your hair.
No, it doesn't rip it out. I haven't had a single hair pull out.
Okay.
It does look a bit like a labia.
Oh. That is not the direction I thought you were going to go in. Interesting.
Like, okay, so it's like long and phallic-like, but the top of it
Okay.
has like a little clitoris, looks like, coming out of the top.
Interesting. I cannot wait to see this
I know.
or try it.
Should I go get it right now?
Yeah, I'd love to see
Okay,
it.
hold on real quick.
Okay, Aaron had me close my eyes.
Well, you made that choice. I was hiding it.
Okay, fine. But then I didn't want to see it for when you, so I have my eyes closed right now.
Okay, so
I can't wait to see a labia.
here it is.
Oh, wow. That. It also kind of looks like the vibrator with the rabbit ears.
Yeah, I haven't
A
tried
little
it
bit.
there. That feels like a burn.
Oh my gosh. Yes, please don't. I do not think.
Oh, and it sucks in. That would be horrible.
Aaron, things are making things go. Whoa.
Also, I don't know if I'm using it right. Labia, are labia just the lips?
Who the hell knows? I mean, women's anatomy.
I think the vagina is everything inside. The lips are the labia. So really, it
I
looks
know
like.
what the clitorius looks like. I know that. Okay, yeah. So that's the
I
labia.
feel like you said clitoris wrong.
What did I say? Clitoris.
Clitoris.
Clitorius.
It's like clitorius B.I.G.
It also makes me think of what's that song? Gloria. It's like you could do clitorius. You can make it a whole song. Okay, hold it down. I'd like to see. No, like make it come straight at me. Why? What is it? Why does it need that at the top?
That's what sucks in your hair. Like,
That is
Put it like this and it goes.
through that top part.
Yeah, you put it down through that little slot.
Oh, things are getting dirty. That is very interesting.
I know.
Hey, Google, what part of the body is the labia? I mean, I know it's in the... Yep.
Lips, yeah. So really,
Okay, thank you. Hey, that's enough. Hey, Google. Hey, Google, go home.
stop. Okay, so really, it looks like.
Oh, gosh, she goes on. She talks about pubic hair. She's
Have
like
you
really
ever
getting into
seen? Have you ever seen a woman with really teeny tiny labias? Because it looks like that actually, like they're inside popping out.
it. I don't think I have.
I have once, and I'll. Oh my gosh,
She really loves to talk about labia.
she's like, please let me be part of this
Google.
conversation.
Go home. Oh, now she's talking about oysters full of pearls. How did she get there?
Pervert.
I think we are going tangents.
Look, I said it's never pulled out a hair, and I see a hair in it.
Again, we're talking about a curling iron.
That's right.
Just to bring context to this
That's right.
conversation.
No, I've seen one vagina in my whole life that had the tiniest little labia, and I'll never not think about it. I think about
was
it. I can't. I'll tell you.
Mouth it right now.
You won't know her.
Oh. Now, how come you saw her that up close?
Okay. 'Cause my friends were a bunch of bullies in high school. I don't know. They were naked all the time. My friends were naked all the time.
Sure.
And she would never get naked in front of anybody.
Mm.
And then one day they made fun of her for it. And not so bad. They were teasing. They were
like one day she did get naked and then they started making fun of her for it?
No. I'll never forget that moment. She flashed me and somebody. I don't remember who I was sitting next
why?
to.
Just to be like, I'm not
Just
afraid?
to be like, whatever, you guys. And she flashed, and it was like a
but I
shocking
can't picture
silence.
this, Aaron. I can't picture a small labia.
Okay, look. Okay, I'm going to do
Like
a visual.
you can see everything on the inside?
Yes, like let's say
Oh,
this is all the
interesting.
stuff on the inside, right?
Okay.
Like here's a little clitoris, okay?
Yep. I
Lips,
think you said it just
they're
like I did.
They're like clitoris, not clitorius.
Clitoris.
Yeah, clitoris is one thing, or a clitoris.
Potato.
I don't know. It sounded weird when you say it. You're saying it like notorious.
Clitorius.
That's
Is that
wrong.
what I was
That's
saying?
wrong. Yes, that's what you said.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say it like that.
Okay.
Clitoris.
There you go.
I don't know. All this came from curling iron talk. Okay.
It was like this.
Oh.
It was like a sock puppet.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
That's
It was so weird.
interesting.
Not weird. It was just so different.
So different.
And
okay. And I feel like that would be so fun.
I know. I feel like
everywhere you'd walk, it'd be
if you like went commando, you would have an orgasm anytime you wore jeans.
I mean, hello.
I'm just saying, it was shocking. It was startling, and I've never not been able to think about it. So,
Ever? Like there's never a moment in your life.
no, I'm just saying it's like my Italian Renaissance. I think about it. No, what is that? No, what is it? The thing?
The Renaissance. No, it's
Roman Empire. It's my Roman Empire. I think about it. I think about it at least once a month. I'm like, whew.
Whew, that was a small labia.
Some vaginas have little labias.
And then some vaginas have over lot of
Long labias.
long labias. That's interesting.
That's interesting too.
I love that. Oh, is she British? What is she? The lady that calls it her. She's on TikTok.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
She is so fucking funny.
She is funny. The redhead with the
The
cute hair.
redhead, and she talks about how she's got like dangling labia, and she like, I love her. She's like throws it out there and says it, and then she's like, what does she call it though?
Maybe just minge.
Her minge, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And she's like, you all tend to love my like dangling minge. You all are so. She's like, she just posted it and like blew
I think it's because
up.
she had camel toe in one picture.
Oh, that's right. And then, but she does have like a large labia, and she's like, oh, you all seem to really react to my dangling minge. Oh, she's hilarious.
She is so funny. She told a ghost story one time on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
And I wrote a comment. I was like, if you ever want to be a guest on a podcast.
For real.
And then like a ton of people were like, you should do it. You should do it. You should do it. She never responded.
Oh, come on. We could make her more famous. She just seems like yeah, we couldn't.
No, we couldn't.
She could make us more famous though. That's the secret. No, but she is hilarious. But she does seem like the type that's like, she's kind of like us. Like, no, I've got my own thing.
Yeah.
I don't need what you guys got going on out there. Like, I'm comfortable in this setting. She's funny.
Yeah, she's very funny.
And apparently a very large labia. Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah. So it's, different body types. They're all different,
Yeah, that's
and they're all
right.
beautiful.
That's right. Totally cool. Whatever you got. However your labias look, you're welcome.
I think
here.
that's amazing. I'd love to see that. And I would also like to interview the person just on like, how's your walk to the bus stop every day?
Yeah. Especially if they're short. I just feel like you're going to have more
If
orgasms.
the person is short. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like I was like, what does that have to do with anything?
No, if the labias are short, I just feel like you'd have so much pleasure.
Super exposed.
Yeah.
Or the
Too much pleasure.
opposite. Yeah. Or is it like, well, it kind of like not callous, but kind of like desensitized.
Oh, that'd be a bummer.
Oof, that would be a bummer.
Well,
I don't know where to go from curling iron talk.
I don't know either. I knew it would take some kind of turn, but as soon as I opened, I thought, wow, I was not picturing that. So,
Oh, that's hilarious.
been really waiting to tell you. It makes my hair look real cute.
It really does. And again, when you said make sure you bring that up on the podcast, I had no idea that this would be the road we would travel down.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it.
Yeah, I today I did my hair. When I first do it, it looks like I have naturally curly hair, which has always been my dream.
Sure.
So I'm living my dream, living my best life.
Living your labia life.
Living my best labia life.
Through your hair.
That's right.
It's just weird. It's just weird.
Yeah. I've got big labia energy.
There's our title. Oh, that is great. I love it.
Oh, boy. Oh, at the art conference,
Okay.
nobody else, unless you're an art teacher, is going to be excited about this.
Oh, great.
But I met the most famous art teacher there's ever been.
Who would that be?
Maybe not ever, but Cassie Stevens.
Oh my gosh, you met Cassie Stevens.
That was really good. I was like, do you know who she is? I got really excited for
Your
a minute.
eyes did get really excited, like, oh my God.
There was like a huge line
Well,
to meet
you were
her.
at an art conference with the most famous art teacher ever. I'd imagine there were.
I know. She is like an art teacher influencer. So she has a lot of on Instagram and she makes these really cool projects that kids love. So she's very famous in the art world. While I was waiting in this really long line, the line was so slow to move.
Mm-hmm.
But while I was waiting in this line, this one woman, older woman, walked past and she was like, what is this line for? The woman in front of me in line said, oh, Cassie Stevens is up there. And the other woman who wasn't in line goes, oh, she's pretty overhyped. And the woman, I thought she was going to throw down.
Oh,
She goes,
shit.
no, she's not. She's amazing. And I was like, oh my gosh.
That sounds like the
Something-
most exciting art conference ever.
I know. I was like, something is going to go down.
You all of a sudden hear and going, fight, 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 fight.
I know. The woman goes, no. She's great. She's just everywhere. And then she walked away real fast. I was like, good call. Just get out of here. Get out of here. Well, you still can.
Oh,
Yeah, but
man.
then the reason the line went so slow is because she stopped and talked to every single person,
Aw.
like you knew her. You walked up and she was like, "Hey!" She
Oh,
gave you a
see,
big
I
hug.
hate that shit.
No, she was great. She talked.
I mean, some people love it.
She talked to everybody for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
She was so sweet. I had been talking about our podcast to the people around us, so I had pulled out the sticker, and then I was like, "I'm gonna give her a sticker." So I gave her a sticker, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I love it! You drew the
never mind.
ghost."
I love that shit. Hi,
Right.
Cassie.
Yeah.
What's her name? Cassie?
Cassie, yeah.
Hi, Cassie. Get on in here,
She
girl.
was like, have you gone on this ghost tour? You should come down to Nashville. They've got ghost tours there. She was a lovely
She was
woman.
lovely.
She was
Okay.
so nice.
So it didn't feel fake. Like I'm just
No.
going to pretend like I love everybody.
No, she like genuinely took time to talk to everybody and
Okay.
like even the sweet little, like they call them pre-service if they're like still in school at the conference. I didn't know what that meant.
Oh, like the baby teachers.
Yes, and she was so quiet. Like, have you seen that? Oh, it reminded me of in that movie, that karaoke movie. What's that movie where not karaoke? It's not karaoke, but they're
sing like the cartoon.
Anna Kendrick is in it.
Oh.
What's that movie called?
I've never seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
where like the choir, like it's like a high school
it's
choir.
like an acapella group. It's a college.
It's called acapella.
No, it's not. I don't know.
Well,
Pitch
whatever.
Perfect.
Everybody,
Pitch Perfect. I
there
figured
it
it
is.
out. Pitch Perfect.
Everybody out there is just screaming it right now.
Yeah, I got it. There's one character in there who like talks, but nobody can ever hear her. She's like, you can see her mouth moving, and it's like this little sweet
baby teacher.
Incoming teacher. That's how she talked every time.
Oh, bless her.
We're like, well, where are you from? And she was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, everybody leans in.
Yeah. Oh, it was a lot. But she ended up talking to Cassie for a long time too. I'm like,
was Cassie? Did Cassie have her hand cupped around her ear?
Right. It was like, I don't know. You better find that voice, honey, because my goodness.
Yeah, you're gonna be a teacher. You're gonna need it.
Yeah, it was really cute though.
That's cute.
Yeah, the whole conference was really fun. I got to watch the Gorilla Girls in person.
Yes, that is amazing. And I love how you sent me a picture of it. You're like, what are your principal conferences like? And I'm like, not like that. What the hell? Where are you at?
Yeah, if you don't know who the Gorilla Girls are, which I did not know.
I don't either. I'm just sitting here pretending like I know. Because I felt kind of silly not knowing who Cassie was.
Everybody at the conference was like, the Gorilla Girls, the Gorilla. I'm like, I don't know who these people are. But they were our keynote speakers. They were activists.
Nice.
Formed in the 80s when they like got so mad about the fact that women are just not in museums.
You know what? This does sound familiar. Like I've watched a documentary on it.
Yeah,
or something?
you probably have.
Okay.
They're so cool. They're so badass. These like they're like little old women. This little lady had the little frail, delicate hands when she was talking because they wear, the whole point is they wear a big gorilla mask.
Okay.
So you can't see who is doing it.
Okay.
So they've got their anonymity, but they go around and like in the 80s, they started making these big posters like talking about how little women or people of color, like there's no diversity.
Little Women. I'm picturing Winona Ryder. I'm picturing the cover of Little Women.
No, there's
okay,
like,
I got you.
There's like no diversity in the museums. It's like all old white men taking up the entire museum space. So they made this one thing that's like the benefits of being a female artist. You have no pressure of ever being famous. You like don't have to be in space with men. It's like all these things that are like actually like, oh, this actually sucks. There's just no chance you're ever going to be famous because you're a woman. Or it's like you'll finally get acknowledgement in your 80s. So, it's great.
Yeah.
Everything they do is really cool. And they've been doing it since the 80s.
That's amazing.
They have a big billboard now. Now they're more like billboards all over the world. Where it's like a real famous painting of a naked woman, but on top is a gorilla mask, and it says like, "Do you have to be naked to get into such and such museum?" So it's great. I love it. She was very cool. She went up there and spoke, and she was with a gorilla mask the entire time.
I love it,
and she was very inspiring. And then today we had a great speaker who was a poet.
Are you telling me you saw in the year 2025 a whole keynote speaker talking about diversity? Maybe even equity.
I'm telling you.
Maybe even inclusion.
Yes, I did. This whole conference was like, what can we do to fight from within?
That's amazing.
With our students. And it was like, it was always said without outright saying it.
Yeah.
It was like, we need this now more than ever. Like that's the way they would phrase it.
I love it.
Yeah, it was great. Everything was very empowering. And the guy who spoke today was like, he grew up in Philly and he grew up on the streets sometimes. And he is now a poet and a very famous potter.
Wow.
And he would go out, like they wanted to bring pottery to the people. And they're like, how do we do this? So he just went out to his old neighborhood and set up like potter wheels and then just had anybody walking by. He's like, come here, I'll show you how to do it.
That's amazing.
He was so cool. So so he was incredible. The whole thing was a lot of fun, very inspiring and empowering. And
yeah, it's like what all you can do and transform our world with art.
Yeah.
And it is probably the next thing they're going to try to target. And girl, you fight that fight and I'll be right there with you. I'll be right next there with you. I won't be able to speak English or grammar, but I will have good grammar. I will still fight with you though.
Yeah, it was very cool.
That sounds like a very pleasant way to spend a couple of days, especially right now. That had to have felt really good.
It did.
April 5th, let's go ahead and plug that since we're talking a bit. We're just like dipping our toe a little bit in.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say this. Alexis validated me the other day because I was like, hey, because I know she listens to the podcast. I see her every day. So we just kind of had a passing conversation where I was like, God, I still love doing this podcast, but like these days, which I'm like, wow, that's a ridiculous thing to like even say because there's so many bigger problems in the world. But I'm like, sometimes it's hard just coming up with fun, light things to talk about in this world. And she was like, oh, I know. She said, but whenever you guys start talking about political things, she's like, I'm right there like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, good. I'm like, that makes me feel validated that we're not boring everybody or like, here they go again.
Yeah.
So.
And truly, if we are boring you,
go ahead and leave.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's not for you.
It's fine. Then clearly you don't feel as, well, either one of two things. You don't feel as passionate as we do, or you just kind of need a break from being.
I totally get that.
And we get that. And so maybe just pause us for a little bit.
Just listen to last week's episode where all we talked about were like bodily dysfunctions.
Oh my gosh. I was listening. I was like, oh my gosh.
We go on and on and on.
I know. In Rue's email, she's like, boy, you guys really are a different vibe after movie night. And I'm like, yeah, we are obnoxious. That's the word you're looking for. Vibe is nice.
Yep.
Obnoxious was the word you really wanted to say, but you're too nice to say it, Rue. Thanks.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, it was fun. It was a funny episode. I laughed a lot.
I did too. So anyway, back to April 5th.
Yes.
So tell us about it, Erin.
Apparently, on April 5th, all across America, there's going to be protests, peaceful protests.
Yep.
All across America. And we've got one in Louisville. Mm-hmm. So I signed up for it. I think it's called Hands Off.
Yeah, I didn't know how to sign up for it.
Well, I can put it on our Facebook page.
Okay.
And I just Googled it when I went to go look for it. I just Googled Hands Off Protests Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
It popped up and then I just signed up for it. So
I love it. And then since we're on this subject, I'll tell you something that you need to follow.
Okay.
Oh God, Instagram is so shocking. If you get on Instagram and you're like on the search button.
Oh,
good
yeah.
Lord, what did I just see?
Things. Although it does.
I feel like it was your curling iron all over. It's probably because this phone has been sitting here listening to me talk about labias.
I was going to say it goes off of your algorithm. So what does that say?
I'm telling you right now, I am not. But you need to follow. And this was, again, Alexis told me about this because, I'm like, Alexis, you are one of the best and biggest advocates I know for social justice. So I keep tapping into her. I'm like, tell me more. Tell me where we're going. So psl.louisville on Instagram.
Okay.
If you're local, follow that. And it like gives you all of the like local marches and things like that.
Perfect.
Okay. So my story tonight is from a new listener who chooses to remain anonymous.
Okie dokie.
Hey sisters, I'm a new listener. And I have to say, I love the way you both approach spooky stories with just the right mix of skepticism and open-minded curiosity.
Oh, some of us have a bit too much skepticism, some might say.
Hey now, this new listener likes the mix.
They
like the balance.
I like that we keep getting new listeners.
I do too. I never thought I'd have anything to contribute, but something has been happening in my house that I just can't shake. So I figured, why not see what you two think? Let me start by saying I was never one to believe in past lives. Sure, the idea is interesting, but I always thought kids who remembered, that's in quotation marks, remembered them were just picking up random things from TV or conversations around them.
Oh, man.
That is until my 3-year-old son, Charlie, started saying things that made my blood run cold.
Oh, my gosh. I also love how they're like, I'll be anonymous, but my son, you can have all his
yeah,
deeds.
you can talk about him. Well, like how many people out there who have kids named Charlie? Right. How are you going to pick that one up?
Just playing with you.
Also, hi, Charlie. Our listener, Charlie.
Charlie.
Hi, Charlie. I've been missing you, girl.
Oh, yeah. I thought we were still talking about the kid. I know. I do miss Charlie.
Yeah.
He's been MIA. Charlie, you still there? You good?
We're just saying hi. Just letting you know we love you. I think Charlie's had a lot going on. And just want you to know that we still love you, girl.
Yeah, there was a solid, 3 days where I really contemplated taking her up on her Washington
I know.
dream home.
Oh, I'm still contemplating it. I think we should still do that.
Oh, yeah. I think we should too if she's still offering. But
oh, yeah. But she has been gone for a little bit. So, Charlie, if you're still out there listening.
Yeah, no, but Sophie wanted to go somewhere for her 16th birthday or have a party. And I was like, we have a very cool
Girl,
space.
You so should have done that.
I know. I couldn't. She finally got in her head. She wanted to party. So here we go.
I feel like Charlie would have done it up right there.
I know, right?
Can I have a sweet 16, please?
Can we have a sweet 40?
Okay. I'm just going to throw this out there. I never got a 40th birthday because of the pandemic.
Ooh. you?
I mean,
my gosh.
There's a nugget to throw out there in case anybody, I don't know who, might want to plan something for a 40th birthday that I never had. I'm just saying.
That would be so fun. I would be there.
In a heartbeat. Okay. All right, here we go. So sorry, Anonymous. Let's go back to your story.
Yep.
It started small, little comments that were odd but easy to brush off. One night, I was tucking him in when he touched my face and said, "You remind me of my other mommy."
Oh.
Like, that's not a little comment. That is weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
I laughed and asked, "Oh, yeah? And where's your other mommy?" He got real quiet and said she had to stay behind when the water came.
Ooh, that is very spooky.
It is so scary. That weirded me out. But toddlers say strange things all the time, right? They do. They really do say. That reminds me, today I was at baseball practice and this poor mom, she's like, she has this little toddler who is adorable, like long curly black hair, biggest, cutest cheeks you've ever seen. And she's almost 2, so she's just toddling along. So cute. And she keeps talking about the slide. Every time the mom puts her on a slide, big smile. She's loving it. The minute she gets halfway down the slide, blood-curdling screams like she's the scaredest child in the world. And then as soon as she gets off, she cries. Her mom pats her, loves on her.
No.
Walks right back up. Slide. Every time the mom finally looks at me like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I'm like, "Girl, I see it. I don't get it either."
They don't make any sense.
They don't make any sense at that age. So yes,
true.
Toddlers are weird. They do weird things. I know. I just kept thinking when I was watching this poor sweet mom who was like, and it was the loudest scream. So like everybody in the ballpark would turn and look, and she's like, "I didn't do anything.
I'm not making her do it.
I'm not. Yeah. In fact, I would try to get her to do something else.
Oh
and
gosh.
She just wanted that slide until she didn't want that slide every time. But I kept thinking, wouldn't it be so interesting to see like the thought process of a toddler?
Yeah.
And it's almost made me think of like a goldfish that has like a 3-second memory where it's like, "Oh, slide. I love that." And then like, "This is terrifying."
Oh my gosh.
And then they get off.
Right.
And then it's like, "Oh, slide.
I love
love
so fun.
that."
Oh gosh.
Okay. That weirded me out, but toddlers say strange things all the time, right? I figured he meant a dream or a cartoon he saw, but then over the next few weeks, more details came out. He started calling our backyard the dock. Oh, that's weird.
Oh no.
Even though we lived nowhere near water, when I corrected him, he'd just shake his head and say, "It was a dock before when I was big." One afternoon, we were looking at a picture book, and he pointed to a drawing of an old-fashioned ship. His little face lit up, and he said, "That's like mine, but ours was darker and had big sails."
Oh my gosh.
I thought maybe he had picked up on pirate stuff, but when I asked him more, he just sighed like an old man and said, "We weren't pirates, Mommy. We just didn't make it."
Oh.
It's so sad.
Oh my gosh.
I think.
Wait a minute.
Like Titanic? You think this is where this headed?
No.
Oh.
What is that boat that like infamously all the crew disappeared on it?
Ooh, are we about to find out what happens?
Oh my gosh.
What is that boat?
I don't know. And it's so interesting.
It is. Like, where did they all really go?
Yeah. They just like disappeared.
With no trace of anything.
No
right?
sign of trauma. All the alcohol was still left on the ship.
And that'd be the first thing to go if you were shipwrecked.
But it was like worth a lot of money. Yeah.
The whole boat was worth a lot of money,
The
right?
whole boat was worth a lot of money. The guy who claimed the boat under maritime law, whatever that's called.
Yeah, I don't know.
I am suspicious about that guy.
Mm-hmm. Like, what did he do? But like make him walk the plank one by one?
Yeah.
So
nobody struggled?
And they didn't find any remains?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so weird. What if it was this kid?
That is so weird. Okay, yeah, very interesting thought. Now, I don't know what's worse, the fact that he was saying things like this so matter-of-factly, or that he never seemed scared about it. It's just stuff he knows. The final straw was when we were playing with toy boats in the bathtub. Out of nowhere, he says, "When the water came, we tried to hold hands, but I went under and she couldn't find me." Oh my gosh.
That's so sad.
It makes me think of the Titanic, like that part where the mom's like tucking them into bed and she knows.
Oh, gosh, that's horrible.
Oh, gosh. Every time I watch that scene, like it's making the hair on my legs grow right now.
Yeah.
It just is like the most heart-wrenching. Like the mom knows.
Right.
Oh, it's awful.
And they're going to wake up.
Yeah, it's just but she's just acting like it's going to be fine. Everything's fine. because it's just accepting your fate.
Right.
And when you see somebody accept their fate like that, it's kind of an amazing thing. It's like, wow,
Oh,
how are
gosh.
you not panicking in that moment?
I know.
Wow.
And how could you not get Jack up on that door? It was so big.
There was room,
It was
Rose.
comically large.
There was room, bitch. You can. And Jack, I'd have been like, you know what? I think I'm going to go over to this door over here because what are you doing? Scoot over.
Try harder. They tried, but for like 30
Did they?
seconds.
Did
They
they
try,
really?
and that's when they're like, I can't
They
do
gave
it.
it like a half-assed effort. I know it was so cold.
Half-ass. I mean, get up there.
Put at least half your ass on it, so my half of the ass can get up there as well.
It should have been more half-assed.
It should have been a half-assed effort, but equally half-assed.
They both should have put half an ass on it, and then it would have been a whole ass door.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never not.
I mean, maybe
be
you
mad
each
about
would have
that.
lost a leg, but you each would have lived.
Sure. Oh.
Yeah, that, you know what? Now that I think of it, that movie pisses me off.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Let's boycott it now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Might as well. Boycotting a lot of things these days. Okay, just add it to the list. I had to step out of the bathroom because I suddenly felt sick. I did some digging that night just to humor myself, of course, but I came across stories of shipwrecks, especially ones from the 1800s where entire families were lost at sea.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what to think. Is it just toddler imagination, some weird subconscious thing, or do I have a little sailor from another life sleeping down the hall? Either way, I really hope he doesn't remember how it ended. Oh, isn't that true?
Yeah.
It sounds like it kind of does, though. He's like, she tried to grab my hand, but she couldn't find me.
Yeah. Sounds like he's remembering a lot.
Would love to hear your thoughts. Keep up the awesome work. A very confused mom.
Oh, man. I feel like I could go on the deepest dive of past lives. I think it's so fascinating.
Oh, me too. They're so interesting.
They are so, so interesting. There's some kind of like trance thing that you can do on YouTube that's supposed to put you in a past life regression.
Girl.
I'm going to try it someday.
Please
I don't think I have a past life. I think I'm a new soul.
No, I don't. I'm not saying because I don't believe in past lives. I'm just saying maybe we get our guidance from someone in real life instead of YouTube trances.
Free.
Oh, listen. You know what? I never did get my Reiki from Amy, and that was my fault, Amy. I am not blaming you at all. I promise, I'm not blaming you at all. Thank you so much for the offer. But maybe Amy does some past life stuff that she can like pass along to you in my place.
You should really go get that Reiki done.
I do.
Instead.
I need to get that done.
It's so weird how you feel. Like you really do feel different when you walk out.
Listen, I remember I had that experience with Ashley, and it was amazing. And remember what I thought? I think it's because you have a time to like relax and rest. Either way, I'll take it. Lay on a table for a little bit and not have to tend to anybody but myself. I am down for. But I really still feel like I kind of want to be like, I'll start whispering to Amy, I'd like a real massage. Like, now, thank you for my spiritual massage, but please get into that left shoulder up there. That would be great. Like with your elbow.
Oh my gosh.
Be wonderful. But anyway, I'm just saying, I think that YouTube is not your place for past life.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Exploration.
You could just check it out. It wouldn't hurt anything. I don't think it would hurt anything.
Okay.
It probably
Next
wouldn't.
thing we know, she's in a cult.
Might not do anything, but I bet it wouldn't hurt anything.
Okay. I mean, that's a big bet. Unintended consequences. That's all I'm saying. No, but isn't that fascinating? Past lives are just so interesting, and I don't know where I stand on them. So I'm going to leave that one up to just, wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
I always think whenever we talk about past lives, I think of Piper's story from one of our first episodes and her son talking about his past life.
Oh my gosh, it was so
good. I wonder what episode that was.
Good.
It was early on.
Yeah, that was a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one, like, I mean, I guess I could sit there and kind of argue a little bit about maybe he saw a movie, even like Titanic, like where she's grabbing his hand and, you know, like those imagery type things could have like settled into his psyche in some way.
Yeah.
But it's just so interesting when they're like, you look a lot like my last mommy.
Right.
Like they're talking to you as though they don't really know you.
Yeah.
That's so strange to me when you hear those stories.
Oh, I know. Oh, I love it. I love hearing about them. So thank you, Anonymous, for writing in.
Thank you, Confused Mom. And I'd like to say is we all are. If you're a mom, chances are you're confused about something out there.
I'm confused all the time. I don't know what the hell I'm doing out here.
It's a crapshoot, really.
Man, I hope they're okay.
I think they are.
I think they're fine.
They're fine. They're all good.
We'll see. We'll see in like 20 years.
Time will tell.
That's
Time
right.
will tell. One way or the other, good or bad, time will tell.
Oh, goodness. Okay. I'm going to read a story from Pam.
Hey, Pam.
Pam
How's
has,
Jim? Oh, sorry. Low blow. I bet everybody does that to her.
yeah, you know what? I hated Emily Blunt for a long time because I love Jim and Pam so much together.
I know. I really do kind of still hate Emily Blunt for that.
I don't. I've grown to love her.
Okay.
But Pam has joined our book club once.
Oh, nice.
So I've met her in person and hopefully she'll join again, but she has been busy.
Okay.
Pam writes, I have two, because I said into my book club. Because every time I go, somebody will be like, how's your podcast going? I'm like, it's going good, except that we don't have a lot of stories. And I'm like, I'll write my story in. And they never do.
They never do.
So I sent a message. I was like, hey, ladies, all of you who keep telling me you're going to write your story in, now's your time.
Now is your time. Thank goodness we're getting like new listeners that are like, okay, I'll do this.
Yes, that's true. So that's why we got Bianca's, and that's why we have Pam. Angie, waiting for your aunt, but whatever. It's fine. She's like, I don't have any stories, but my aunt does. I'm like, okay.
Well, hello.
Or maybe it was her cousin. I don't know. I don't have it yet.
The bottom line. Bottom line. Get on it, Angie.
Okay, so anyways, Pam wrote, just straight to the point. I have two, but I'm not the best writer, so feel free to edit.
Oh, please. Pam.
First of all, I'm sure it's lovely. Second of all, I'm not going to do that.
No.
I'm not going to take time in the beginning.
Work for this podcast?
This is why we do this. So we have no research. She's like, I don't know. I've never listened, actually. But here we go. My aunt was traveling from Louisville to Lexington to pick up her younger sister from college. She left early in the morning, and as she was driving to get on the expressway, she saw a little old lady walking down the road. My aunt decided...
On the expressway?
Yeah. My aunt decided to stop and give her a ride. The older lady was thankful and told her where she was headed and all about her life. She talked about her two sons who didn't visit enough and mentioned her grandchildren as well.
Did her aunt ever say, "Hun, why are you walking
why are you
on
walking
the expressway?"
I don't know. I haven't read it yet.
Oh, sorry. Carry on.
When they arrived at her destination, she thanked my aunt and climbed out of the car. Before shutting the door, she leaned back into the car and said to my aunt, "Look out for horses." That's a weird thing to say.
That is a very weird thing to say.
Although we are in Louisville and Lexington, there are a lot of horses.
Look out for it. It would almost make you think like, oh, is that a saying I don't know?
Right.
Okay.
She then turned and walked away. My aunt was a little weirded out, but just chalked it up to old age and continued on her trip to pick up her sister. She made it to Lexington without incident, grabbed her sister, and headed back home to Louisville.
Grabbed her? I mean, maybe just like offer her a ride. Hop in. No need to grab her. Sorry.
She's like, I already let
Pam.
the older lady in gently. I grabbed my sister.
You get in here before anybody else takes that seat.
A second later, a trailer pulled directly in front of them, barely missing the front of her car. If she hadn't braked, it would have smashed into the side of her car, causing a pretty nasty accident.
Oh, gosh.
What made her suddenly slam on her brakes? It was seeing the large, bold print along the side of the back of the trailer. The writing of the trailer read, horses.
Oh.
That's weird.
That is really weird.
And not where I thought this was going. I thought the old lady was going to be a ghost.
I did too. So are we thinking, well, what are we? Okay, is that the end of it?
That's the end of the first story.
Oh, she's got two stories.
Yeah.
Did you already tell me that?
I did.
Whoopsie daisy. Sometimes I don't listen fully. I would love to talk to the aunt and find out what the aunt thinks. Does she think that was a ghost?
Yeah. Why was she walking the expressway?
That's weird. And
Like on the side of the road, I guess, but still.
I would love to know more about their interaction. Like, did you ask, like, did your car break down? Where are you
Right.
headed? You're a little old lady. You're walking the expressway? That seems bizarre. And where are you headed?
Right. I've got all those questions.
So many questions. I mean, I would have asked all those questions to that little old lady.
Yeah.
Because I'm
for sure.
nosy. I'm nosy. And I would have asked it all.
I also love talking to chatty old people.
Well, yeah, they're the best. And they've lived like the most amazing lives.
I
Even
know.
if they're not like crazy, insane, of note things,
Right.
it's still very interesting to talk to old people.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, but wait, here's my thing. Is it a ghost or was it just like a real old lady clairvoyant?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't believe it either. So I don't know. I'm asking you.
You don't feel like you could have gotten she could have, you don't think she could be a medium or something who's just like, hey, I feel like I should tell you this. Something's going to happen. Look out for horses.
I feel like if you're the medium or the clairvoyant, be a little more specific. Like, hey,
Maybe
there's about to be a tractor up ahead.
Maybe all she got was like she got out of the car and she was like saw a horse and she was like, I don't know why I need to tell you about a horse.
But look out for him.
Look out for horses. Because maybe it would be a good thing. Like maybe go bet on the horses.
Well,
like I don't know what to tell you.
I need more information.
Yeah, there are so many horses to bet on. That's very interesting.
It is.
It reminds me of back in high school, and I've probably told this on the podcast, but it was my friend Sarah from childhood and Elizabeth from childhood. They lived in our neighborhood. And this was back when you had to go rent a movie at Blockbuster. Mm-hmm. And so our youth minister, who would stay with us on the weekends because he was in college, he was a college student, we're driving down the road. I swear I probably think I've told this, but we're driving down 42 and out of nowhere, like we're on our way to Blockbuster, which was in Holiday Manor.
Okay.
Not helpful for any of you all.
Unless you're from Oldham County.
Sure. And we were listening to some Christian music because we were with Phil.
Sure.
And it was blaring and we were all singing and we were laughing. We were having a good time. I know. It was like the nerdiest night of my life. But we're driving down this road and out of nowhere, he makes like a 90-degree turn, like tire skidding and everything. And he just turns down this neighborhood. And we were like, what are you doing?
Oh, you have said this, but I can never remember the ending.
He was like, I don't know. I just wanted to go through this neighborhood. And we're like, why? And he said, I don't know. I just really wanted to go check out this neighborhood. And we're like, okay, weird. We just made like one little loop. We went back out. We went back on 42. I mean, the whole thing probably took a minute, if not less. And right when we get over the hill, right where the stop sign is, right before the Blockbuster.
Yeah.
We had just missed a huge accident, like a big pileup. There were several cars. The cops weren't there yet. It had just happened.
That is crazy.
And it very much felt like we would have been right there in the action if we had not just taken that really quick little detour. It was so weird.
And it just hit him all of a sudden. Like,
just all of a sudden, he's like, I got to turn here. I should turn in this neighborhood. And every time I passed that
and there
neighborhood,
weren't like Christmas lights that he wanted to look at?
No, it was in the summer. Every time I pass that neighborhood now, I'm like, I think that might have saved my life, that neighborhood. It was very weird.
Interesting.
Okay. Second story. Shortly after my parents were married, they bought their first home. They had not been living there long when my poor mom had a nasty fright.
Oh, no.
One evening, something woke her up from a deep sleep. Not knowing what it was, she turned toward my father to see if it had awoken him as well. As she looked to his side of the bed, she saw a large, dark shadow standing over him.
Ugh.
She was petrified, thinking it was some kind of grim reaper or angel of death coming for my dad.
Oh, no.
She screamed at it to leave and that it couldn't take him.
I love it. I love like the last week it's like, so I had to convince myself to go back to sleep. And then this week she's like, get out of here.
Right. The shadow appeared to raise its head to look at her and then vanished.
Oh, shit.
Like it's focusing in on the dad and then you see the head move to you, but all you see is a silhouette. Shut your face. That's so scary.
And what is this woman's name? Like, she is brave.
Yeah.
I like her. I like her. What is it? Her
chutzpah.
Her chutzpah. I love it.
Sometimes I really wish I was Jewish. Is
I
that
know.
bad to say? They have
for so many reasons, not just
so
because
many
of
reasons.
chutzpah,
but they've got
yes.
like they're just like the way they talk. I just
they're
like
badasses.
they're like, no, I got a word for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, that's the word I want to use right there.
Yeah, and not to mention your entire people's resiliency.
Yes.
Okay, but go on.
Okay. She was obviously very shaken and woke my dad up to make sure he was fine. I also love that dad just slept through her screaming at the ghost.
Yeah. Well, I feel like he might have been on his deathbed.
Oh, yikes. Everything seemed to be okay, so she tried unsuccessfully to go back to sleep. Early the next morning, they received a phone call from my grandma. During the early morning hours, my dad's cousin, who was also his best friend, was in a fatal car accident.
Oh, wow.
My mom believes what she saw was him saying goodbye.
Oh, well, that's kind of sad.
I know.
Whoopsie daisy.
She has always felt a little guilty that she screamed at him and chased him away. Pam.
Oh.
So, like, that makes sense why he was focused on the dad, because it was his best friend and his cousin.
Okay. Well, listen. Here is a total skeptic, but what if I gave you a different perspective that would take the guilt out?
Okay.
I'm pretending like I am now a believer.
Okay, sure.
So I'll debunk it in a minute, but wouldn't it be a fascinating story if it was like the Grim Reaper who was coming to take the dad, but because this mom scared the shit out of him, it was like, well, I have to take somebody from this family line.
I think you'd still feel guilty. You
Oh,
don't think
true.
you feel any guilt?
Sure.
from
But I mean,
that?
but not like you ruined this beautiful moment.
Yeah,
Like you
that's
still
true.
got that Grim Reaper out of like, or that evil spirit or whatever it was that was about
Yeah.
to take your husband. Yeah, that does kind of suck. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I hadn't thought it all the way through.
Oh gosh.
I've had 3 glasses of wine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's
No big
fine.
deal.
It's
It's no
fine.
big
It's
deal.
fine.
Yeah, I don't know. That is, I just love that. Like at first, it's so creepy that you see the head looking, like you see the person looking at the dad,
Yeah.
but then it is all like, oh shit.
Oh, I ruined a moment. I'm so
Got
sorry.
Oh, and then you just feel like he was probably like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. This is probably really scary. I'll just go.
Oh.
Oh, that
Do
sucks.
they have like? Is there a conscious thought like that? You think?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. So that
I
was
mean, if you're
such-
like gonna go visit somebody, you go with a purpose.
well, I just know that so many people talk, so many believers talk about like energy levels and all of those things. Well, it takes a lot of energy to think.
Well, sure.
So
But-
is it more like a primal instinct, like this is the person I love, I want to be present?
Yeah.
Like, I just kind of feel like everything for a ghost might move way slow motion like.
I feel like to move something would take a lot of energy.
Okay.
But I think to think, you're already like
Sure. Sure. I mean, why
in
not? We're
that
making it all up as we
atmosphere.
go anyway.
I just feel like they'd be like, oh, my intention was not to scare.
Uh-huh.
So I'll leave if you're uncomfortable.
Okay.
But also, I don't think that this is why she shouldn't feel guilty. That dad was not waking up for anything.
Yeah. Dad's like, I have no idea what's going on.
So,
Unless they were communicating in his dream.
oh, well.
Oh,
Just-
no, we're like,
how do I make her mom
now
feel
we're back
worse?
to feeling guilty. Yeah. Yeah. I double down. Like, you killed a man, actually. Pam, I am so sorry. I'm so glad I'm not in your book club.
Oh,
I'm so glad that will never happen. I'm just kidding. Really. It will only never happen because I don't read.
yeah. That's
You sound like a lovely person.
yeah. Pam does seem lovely. I've only met her once, but she's very funny on our group chat.
Pam, I sure hope I did not scare you off. This is me just being kind of bitchy and ridiculous. So
And
sorry.
3 drinks in, it's fine.
And 3 drinks in and not knowing you.
No,
I think that your
you're
mom
fine.
did absolutely nothing wrong. She reacted like anybody in the world would react.
Absolutely. As far as she
Actually-
knew, saving his life.
Actually, she reacted better than I think most people do. Most people try to turn over and go back to sleep.
Such a
she
weird
went into-
reaction.
yeah, that is so weird. She went into protective mode of like, not my husband, motherfucker.
Uh-huh.
And I'm down for that. I'm like, yes.
That's
You
right.
save that man. And you can apologize for it later when it turns out to be a sweet cousin.
Right.
Whoopsie daisy.
Right. So just send that out into the energy. I didn't realize you were saying goodbye.
Next time,
I was a little afraid.
maybe wear a name tag.
Make sure I don't wake up the next time.
Yeah, yeah. Or come up with a better plan,
Yeah.
cousin.
Yeah.
It's really on the cousin if you think about it.
Oh my God.
Pam, I'm so sorry. Please come back. And please don't hold this over my sister's head
Oh,
because you've
no.
met her in person.
Yep. Yep.
And Aaron, I'm going to need you, if I ever meet Pam in person, to give me a heads up first.
Absolutely. You got it.
Hey, Megan, that's the one that you may have offended. Thank you. So just so I know how to walk into a
Oh,
situation.
dear.
Much like the cousin should have kind of figured
Right.
out how to come into a situation.
Sure. Middle of
Okay.
the night is a little scary. And now he knows.
And now he knows. All right. This week's fan favorite is the lovely, the one, the only Amy.
Hello, Amy.
Amy is very present on our Facebook and Instagram, and I'd like to say thank you so much for being a fan favorite. I gave her my whole spiel, yada, yada, yada. And this was her response. Hey, sisters, I can't believe you picked me as this week's fan favorite. Thank you. See? It
Of
was like with
course.
4 exclamation points.
It's about time.
Your podcast always makes me laugh, even when I'm low-key creeped out.
Oh.
And I love what you both bring to every episode. Since you're giving me a little moment here, I'd love to shout out Swing Left. They're working hard to keep Trump and his crew. I love this. I love the people that are in here. They're working hard to keep Trump and his crew out of power by supporting Democratic candidates in key races. If anyone wants to help, you can check them out at swingleft.org. Thanks again, sisters. Keep the laughs and spooky stories coming.
Oh, that's perfect for right now.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Amy. And you once a fan favorite, always a fan favorite.
Yeah. Was she a fan favorite before?
No, but now that she is one, She will always be a fan favorite.
It's a weird way to end it.
Was it? I feel I'm just saying you're now in the fan favorite Hall of Fame is kind of what I meant.
Okay. I love it.
All right, let's try that ending all over again,
I
Aaron
love
Taylor.
it. I think it's perfect. That's so good.
Yetch. Okay, ready?
Absolutely. I really feel like change is coming. I think something is happening.
Well, I think there's a lot of things that are happening, and I feel like, okay, I'm going to get up on a little teeny tiny soapbox here for a second.
Oh, it's so tiny. You
You're
barely
so
grew.
tiny, and you're so tired.
I am. And I'm like so hungry for sourdough right now.
Well, listen, buckle up, Buttercup, because I got something to say.
Okay.
I'm going to say that she's now also holding her clitorius labia curling iron and tapping the end of it in a weird way. Okay, let me focus. All I'm going to say is that, you know how everybody, I mean, my whole life, people have said, well, if I were alive during the civil rights, I would be on this side and I would do what's right.
Yep.
It dawned on me the other day, guess what? Now is our time to shine.
Yeah.
You know, like we would think, oh, I wish I was almost like jealous of like, I wish we were alive back then so that we could have fought really hard. We're alive right now.
Yeah.
And right now, it needs to be the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
So there we are. So don't stop being sad. I'm done being sad. I'm done crying. Now is our time.
Yes. Yeah. Nobody will be able to look back and think we were on the wrong side of history.
Oh, they better. God, that would be like, imagine that though. What if history goes the wrong way? I mean, not history. What if the future goes the wrong way? And oh no, let's not think that. Absolutely. We will be on the right side of, which is always so weird to say because I'm like, the right side is what's fucking us up right now. Like politically, the right side.
But the correct side.
The correct side. We will be on, we will fight for what is right.
That's right. We have empathy. We love people. And that's what we need in this world.
Human rights, civil rights. Tell me, where is the problem?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Human rights. How is that ever? Okay. Anyway, I'm going to step down because
right now.
Erin just yawned again. She's so
no,
tired.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was so important and it's so true.
She's tired. She's hungry. She's still here for the fight, but she just has to get some
that's
sourdough
right.
in her belly, maybe a nap, and then she'll see us outside.
Get you outside.
Get you outside.
That's right. Okay. Absolutely. Thank you, Amy, for, being a political activist right now when we need you to be. And thank you all for listening. Thank you for our story submitters. They were great this week, as
they were
always.
So good.
And thank you guys for listening. You can check out our website at myskepticalsister.com, where you can find out how to become a Patreon. $3 a month gets you bonus content every week and a sticker and a magnet. $5 a month gets you all that, plus our movie night once a month. And if you just join for free, you might get some bonus content here and there. You can join our socials at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can write in at myskepticalsister@gmail.com. And you can rate, review, subscribe. That really helps. Please get those stories into us. We are always needing them. I can't wait for the day where we have so many people listening that we just have a trouble getting through all the emails, but we're not there yet.
We're swimming in them.
That's right. We're not there yet, but maybe one day. So thank you all for all that you're doing to help us get there. And we love you. We'll talk to you next week.
Mazda. That's resist.
Ooh.
That's going to be my new goodbye.
Every week?
A different language, resist. In a different language.
Okay. Just keep it to Mazda.
What? No.
No, I'm kidding. I
thought
kidding.
this was a beautiful way. Look at you. Wait. Oh, the phone. I don't care how tired or hungry you are. I felt like this is a beautiful way to end it.
Yep.
Starting now, every week, I'm going to end it with the word resist in a different language.
Okay.
Bitch.
Say it again.
Mazda. Danish.
La 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 la.
I'd never thought. Okay. Read your damn story.
That Lady Gaga song stuck in my head. And Bruno Mars. Wherever you go, that's where I'll follow. Nobody's promised tomorrow. I like what you said before, and it was funny.
Oh, did you?
No, I didn't, but then it was funny, and then we went on. It's fine. Just go with what we got.
Stop. Okay. Wait, what are we talking about again?